Yo, what's good, y'all, man? The final Avengers film. Marvel President Kevin Feige talks phase 5 minutes 8. Get straight to the video, leave a like to my channel, and yeah, let's get it.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name is Michael Roman, aka Allfire's. No more Avengers movies, as I'm seeing reported everywhere.
Wait, what? No more? No more Avengers?
And spammed on social
You doing
media.
something else,
This
then?
all in regards to Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige in his most recent quote during the
Well, wait, he aiming to? It probably ain't gonna be no Avengers, but I don't know yet. I don't know.
assembled the making of the Eternals documentary on Disney Plus, in which he referred to Avengers Endgame as the final Avengers film.
Damn, I thought it would be Avengers 5, but you know what I mean? Damn, so the endgame was the endgame of Avengers. Everybody just man to themselves, probably. Type shit.
And while at first this may seem like a quote taken terribly out of context, as I thought that it was, what he goes on to say sort of makes it sound like he's telling the truth. We're going to break down exactly what he said, my reaction, and what this would mean for the future of a Marvel Cinematic Universe that won't have any more Avengers films, and why they would do this after everything they've built with that brand in the last decade. We're breaking down
I was saying, that was good, you know what I mean? Like, it was good branding, you know what I mean? Everybody come together, they made their films, everybody come together, and then defeat some other shit, you feel me? Hey, that was some good times, you know what I mean? I don't know why they ended. If they ended it, we don't know yet, you know, we gotta watch the video. But like, damn, no.
Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige's most recent comments about the Avengers franchise and its possible non-future in the MCU. But first, if you could, consider hitting the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel just like this, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, reviews, to industry insider scoops, and everything in between, hence the name. So if that sort of thing's for you, consider hitting the subscribe button and leaving a comment down below. That'll automatically enter you to win our next PS5 giveaway, which we are literally days away from. If you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So as I said moments ago in the prologue, and this is on Disney Plus, it's the making of the Eternals assembled documentary. Kevin Feige had to say exactly this, which has everybody in a huge stir. Quote, Marvel Studios and the Marvel Cinematic Universe is now past their 10th anniversary, and with the release of the final Avengers movie, we finally completed the 22-movie Infinity Saga. Now, a little context for this quote. This was taken during the primary filming on Eternals, which means it was much closer to the release of Avengers Endgame than it is now. So in him referring to it as the final movie, it could just meant he meant completing the Infinity Saga, not that there'll never be an Avengers film. No need to panic, right? Well, this is what he had to say next. Quote, where do we go from there? Where do we start? What we really wanted to do was two things. Start fresh with whole new characters, new storylines, but also go back to some of the deepest, richest mythology in the Marvel comics. And then comicbook.com, who broke the story this morning as well, also made sure to point out that there was an older quote given to Collider from Feige that said this, quote, I think we want to wait a reasonable amount of time from Avengers Endgame to start a new saga, which is already underway and already started. And then you need time, as you did in Phase 1, to build that saga before you start bringing everyone together.
Yeah, that's true. They did do that too. They made Iron Man first, and then they made a couple movies of some others, you know, Captain America, you know, and then rest of them, and then they made Avengers. You know, I mean, the first Avengers was that phase, and then the second phase was another Avengers. Was the same Avengers, but they added on people and more of that. So probably gonna be the same thing as we saw on Phase 1 to now. You know what I mean? And just now they gotta make another Avengers with new people. Well, probably the same people, but you know, with other different people too with different powers. So it might be something like that too. You know what I mean? You never know. So yeah, it might be the same shit just with a lot of different people. You know what I mean? Type of shit.
Which makes it really sound like when you pair those two quotes together, Kevin Feige saying, look, we're going to take 10 years just like we did with the Infinity Saga.
Yeah, I've always said
that just
make
last
another
week. Then
team.
we're using all new characters and storylines to introduce them all, then bringing them all together, which certainly doesn't sound like they're going to have another Avengers film. But there were reports as recent as last month that the Secret Wars film could come under the Avengers franchise name. And the reason I bring that up is taking a step back from our fandom and sort of taking a leveled head about this. Marvel Studios and Disney invested billions into production and marketing on the Avengers title for over a decade and had the most successful completion to a cinematic franchise ever. Strictly from a business bottom line and making dollars point of view, there is no way that you permanently abandon that brand, never to use it to make another dollar. I sincerely appreciate Marvel Studios taking this time to try to bring up much lesser known characters. The fact that we're getting both an Echo and an Agatha Harkness solo series on the future of Disney Plus tells you just how committed Marvel Studios truly were to what Kevin Feige just said, reaching back into the deepest mythology of Marvel Comics and using whole new characters.
Yeah, that's what they doing. That's why they doing all these new characters, new shows on Disney Plus. You know what I mean? That's why I say y'all watch Disney Plus to connect with what's going on with the movies, the main movies and shit. You know what I mean? So yeah,
they're doing that. Taking that one step
crazy
further, maybe the future of major Marvel crossovers doesn't make sense with an Avengers subtitle because you'll have other teams like the Fantastic Four and X-Men that will arguably have more to do with those current storylines than bringing these new heroes back together under an Avengers team. But there are a couple of reasons there is no way Marvel Studios is done with the Avengers. Namely, number one, since the beginning of Marvel Phase 4, starting with WandaVision, Marvel Studios has basically been forming the Young Avengers. And now I totally understand that a future Disney Plus series named The Young Avengers is not the same sort of cashing in on the brand that I passionately mentioned 2 minutes ago. You guys are thinking more of like a Secret Wars Avengers subtitle major film franchise movie that's cashing in on that brand, and I totally agree with you, but the Young Avengers alone are enough to keep a lot of people interested, especially on Disney Plus, keep that name in play. And personally, I do not think that we have seen the final Avengers Marvel Studios movie. I think there are too many very awesome storylines that would demand a new Avengers team. There are too many current characters in the MCU.
Yeah, it's a lot of current characters there.
Or multiple versions of the Avengers, a West Coast Avengers. There's tons of those teams and tons of those characters that are just now entering. Marvel Studios, again, having spent this much money and ending it the way they did with the Infinity Saga. Think about his quote, wanting to take a lot of time. Of course they do. You can't have an awesome reunion tour if you don't retire completely. And really, while it feels like it's been forever since we saw Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, it feels like that, but it's not, though.
Literally forever.
Yeah.
With the pandemic setting everything back, it's really only been one full year or so of storylines. That's it. Look, you guys listen to me every day. Well, a lot of you listen to me every day, talk about Marvel stuff, and my whole premise for this channel has always been the same. If I'll call my friends and talk about it on the phone, or if when we're hanging out, we talk about something in the MCU, that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about. I try to be as genuine about this as possible. So I'm not lying or being fake when I say I'm really glad that Marvel is doing this, doing TV shows for characters that we never thought we'd get in the MCU. I'm also really glad that they're taking the time to do characters like Shang-Chi, that they're taking the time to do characters like the Eternals, new teams, because if they don't do these things, we'll never get these films. Now are the time while they want to let the Avengers films breathe. But being measured about this, reading the tea leaves, heck yeah, we're going to get another Avengers film. I don't know how many years it's going to be.
It's going to be a long time, but yeah, we definitely is, though. Okay.
Whether it's going to be a long crossover, but we're definitely going to get one. And no, I don't mean a Young Avengers on Disney Plus, even though we're going to get that too. I think we're definitely going to get another Avengers title alongside the
They're trying to collect every new character, you know what I mean, and put in, you know, in the movie type shit. You know what I mean? It's like everybody's storyline
we're going to get from Marvel. Look, with their commitment to this many projects and how many we still have left just in the early part of Marvel Phase 4, there's no slowing down and a ton of storylines for them to get through. We're not having Secret Wars in 2026. You wouldn't even want that anyway. So our little reminder here to be measured about this, even though quotes like this can get us scared and think it's all coming to an end. Honestly, guys, it's just begun. And while, yeah, I'm super hyped for a Wolverine show on Disney Plus or a Wolverine solo movie directed by the Russos. I want that ASAP. I also want Agatha House of Harkness on Disney Plus because, again, and as Kevin Feige made sure to point out during that quote, which might be the most important part, there's no rush. They've got plenty of time.
Right, it's no rush. That's why I be saying, like, one thing about Marvel is supposed to like, take their time, though. So they take their time for, you know what I mean, ain't no rushing. Because when you rush it, that means it's a bad product. You know what I'm saying? You know, they want people to have good product. And that's what Marvel do. So Marvel take their time like they always been doing and just go with the flow. Yeah, that's what they doing, is go with the flow, man.
Guys, let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments. Is it crazy that it's really only been like a year or so of stories since Avengers Endgame? Because
that's crazy. I thought it'd be more than that.
Right? Let me know all your thoughts down below quickly. Let's jump into the giveaways.
But yeah though, man. But yeah, they definitely gonna make some. I about to say what? Final Avengers, no, but they definitely gonna make some more Avengers movie. You know what I mean? Definitely is though. It's just taking their time and just going with every storyline, every new character. You know, y'all see. You feel me, man? But yeah, hey, let me know what y'all think about the whole thing. Let me know in the comment below. Like, sub, and yeah, alright, peace.